The Toronto Maple Leafs are currently dead last in the Eastern Conference. Oh, how the tables have turned. So today, I'm going to be fixing the issue and breaking the Stanley Cup curse. Now, I'm not going to lie. There's something that is telling me to just completely gut this roster. But I mean, we do have good pieces. Austin Matthews is a 95 overall and only 27 years of age. I can work with that. Matt Nyes is still extremely young at the age of 22. I have done some scouting. William Nylander, this is the guy. 29 years old. He makes $11 million over the course of the next 7 seasons. Change is coming. There is a guy that I believe will make this team a whole lot better. Brandon Hegel, 91 overall at the age of 27. He only makes $6.5 for the next 7 seasons. That is an insane deal. If we put this guy in the chopping block, add him into the trade proposal, we most certainly have to give up William Nylander. Now, Willie is a little bit better, 92, but he's 2 years older, makes a shit ton more money. Tampa Bay at the moment would be over the salary cap, so we have to take back some salary. We are going to end up throwing Ryan McDonagh into the trade, and we're probably going to have to give up a first, 2030 first round pick, and maybe a fourth added into the deal. William Nylander, a first and a fourth for Brandon Hegel from the Tampa Bay Lightning. Consider it a done deal. Division rivals making trades like this, that does not usually happen. That is going to shed a whole lot of salary off the books, and now we got Hegel locked up long term. Basically, for the remainder of the video, he's going to be a $6.5 million player. And we're going to get the production of basically Nylander, but also Hegel. That man can kill penalties. He is not a one-dimensional guy whatsoever. I'll be honest, I don't know if it's going to go through. We're going to have to work out the salary a little bit, considering the fact that Thomas Harley has a $10.5 million extension kicking in. Adding in Ilya Lyubushkin makes it so Toronto's going to have to give up a first. We got a 2030 first rounder. I will throw in a second as well as a third into the trade to make it go through. It's not going to happen. Caden Gooley for Morgan Riley, basically straight up throwing in a third, fourth, and a fifth rounder, and it is a done deal. We got younger, I think we got better, and we saved a little bit of money. Scott Laughton, a 6th and 7th round pick for Maverick Bourque from the Dallas Stars. We know the GM in Dallas ain't that bright. Third, 2/3, Bobby McMahon, and a second rounder for Rasmus Sandin, and a young prospect coming back. That ain't going through. Another third rounder into the trade. Will it go through? No. Instead, we're going to do Carlo, a third and a fourth rounder, and bang, there it is. Consider it a done deal. GM Pasta is wheeling and dealing. Anthony Stolarz will be our starter for this season, but we are going to sell on Joseph Wall, get him out of Toronto, throw in a 6th round pick as well to grab Jesper Wallstedt from the Minnesota Wild. Now, you guys might think that's a little bit crazy right now. I know exactly how Jesper Wallstedt sims in this game. This is a risky trade, but you know what? You never win a Stanley Cup without taking risk. We got John Tavares, a first, third, and a fourth for Tage Thompson from the Buffalo Sabres. We now have a 1-2 scoring punch of Austin Matthews and Tage Thompson. Now we got to figure out what the lineups are going to look like. A 1-2 center punch of a 95 Matthews and 90 Thompson doesn't sound bad. Nyes, Matthews, Hegel will go Wah alongside Domi and Thompson. Maverick Bourque might play some top 6 minutes here and there. We'll stick him on the third line for now. Tanev and McDonagh, Gooley, McCabe, Sandin will have to throw up too. And then we got Anthony Stolarz, 87 overall with Wallstedt as our backup. Right now, I'm confused. I don't know what I want to do. We've sold on a lot of first round draft picks already, the first 2 to start the video. Do we sell on a 2030 first rounder and add in a fourth to grab Pavel Mintyukov from the Anaheim Ducks? I mean, they're totally unwilling. A 1-for-1 trade, Chris Tanev for Mikey Anderson, Ken Holland. No! I really did think Kenny Holland was going to fall for that one. Throw in a 3rd and 4th round pick, and no, still unwilling. What is it going to take? Oh, we are going to have to sell on a 2nd round pick, a 2nd and a 3rd added into the trade, and Mikey Anderson, you are on the next flight to Toronto, buddy. Get ready to speak playoff choke. All right, this is the roster we are going with for season number 1. The forward core, not a lot of depth, but we have that top end talent. Defensively, Sandin and Gooley are going to be a great pair. McCabe alongside Anderson. Then we got McDonagh and Ekman Larson, and our goaltending will remain the same. We're going to give Maverick Bourque a $3.9 $1 million deal. $3.9 1-year deal, you dumbass. Nick Robertson's going to come back on a 1-year contract as well. And then Matthias Maccelli, we also want to re-sign. He wants a multiple single year extension, we're going to lower the AAV and bring him back at 2.925 over the next 2 seasons. Matias Maccelli locked up for 2 more seasons. A familiar foe in my rebuilds, Ridley Gregg, 23 years old. He's signed for 4 seasons. Let me pick this man up. If we got to give up Nick Waugh and maybe some draft capital, I'm more than willing to do so. Welcome in Ridley Gregg, the newest member of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Jake Evans, get your ass to Toronto, buddy. Where's he at? 83 overall. He's got top 6 medium potential. He's a 30-year-old with 4 years left at 2.8. That is a beautiful contract. Now, the question is, do we give up Max Domi? Domi's older, same, overall pretty much. Makes a little bit more. We'll go 1 for 1. Domi for Jake Evans, and it is a no-brainer. A very solid season by Toronto, especially with all the moves that I made during the year. 49, 26, and 7, 105 points, and we got Tampa Bay in round number 1. The goddamn Atlantic. Florida won our division, of course, and for the entire National Hockey League, they're going to win the Presidents as the reigning back-to-back champions. Minnesota had a good year. Washington was very good. Toronto in the top 5, and at the bottom, we have the Carolina Hurricanes. 26 wins on the season. Matthews going to have somewhat of a comeback season. 51 goals, 96 points. Thompson with 46 and 85. Matt Nyes was solid, a brand new career high. This dude is going to be like a 70-point player, probably in his prime. Brandon Hegel, wow. Brandon Hegel did not have a good season. Only 14 goals. 60 points is okay, but this man was coming off a 35-goal, 90-point campaign in real life. He's a multiple-time 30-goal man, and he scored 20 multiple times as well. Maverick Bourque is going to grow a lot after 23 goals and 50 points, and then for our goaltenders, Wallstedt barely started, 45 wins for Stolarz, a 9-11 and 4 shutouts. I'll take it. McDavid will have the most points in the league at 123, and the most goals will go to Nikita Kucherov, sitting at 56 on the season. Nazem Kadri. Naz should have been a guy I brought back. Even though he's 35 years old, this guy simulates like a dog. It's going to be a hard-fought battle against the Lightning in the first round. Point, Kucherov and Gensel is nice. They got Willie on the roster also. This is going to be a nightmare for GM Pasta. William Nylander as a second liner. Oh, no. They got a very good roster. Forward-wise, they're good. Outside of Victor Hedman, though, they're a little bit lacking. Hedman is a 92 overall, and then Andrei Vasilevsky blows our goaltending out of the water. The man is a 94. We got a 2-2 tie after the first 4 games. This has Game 7 written all over it. Don't lie. Come on, Toronto. Finish this game on the road in Game 6. First period, no score. Second period, it's a 2-1 lead for the Lightning. Hedman and Gensel. All right, a massive third. Out shooting Tampa Bay 32-26, but we are down by 1. Can the Maple Leafs somehow mount a comeback, or we have to go to a Game 7 yet again? No! I don't want it! It's going to be a Game 7 on home ice yet again. Here we go. Game 7 yet again. We know how this one's going to go. First period, there it is. 2-0 lead. Geeky and Nylander. It's William fucking Nylander, dude. The guy that we traded away come back and bites us in the ass in Game 7. What a shameful performance by the Maple Frauds in yet again another disappointing playoff exit. Not much of a playoff run, but Matthews was good. 6 goals, 9 points in 7 games. Hegel had 8. He finally showed up. Thompson was all right. Just disappointing playoff exit. Yet again, another Game 7 loss. Stoley, the goalie. You are gone, brother. And we have to sit here and witness the Florida Panthers three-peat as they dominated Colorado in 5 games in the Cup Finals. God damn it. McDavid will win the Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. We got Cooch, the Maurice Richard. Chikrin? Jacob fucking Chikrin's gonna win the Norris? He had to have had himself a season. Demidov the Calder, Kachuk the Conn Smythe. We got Philip Gustafson winning the Vezina, and Matthews somehow won the Selke. That's our only victory of this season. Chicky is a legit superstar right now. He's been bumped up to a 90, fresh off of a 17-goal, 81-point campaign. Damn. St. Louis will win the draft lottery. So we do not have a first rounder. We pick 59th overall. That is crazy. We could take Mikael Lack, defensive defenseman. He is NHL ready in 2 seasons, so I'm going to go with him. Top 4 low, 65 overall. Not bad. Ryan McDonough is the only guy that I'm probably going to allow a walk. We do got to bring back Bobby McMahon as well. That should be easy. And now in the offseason, I want to uphold this roster and make us a lot better. Wallstedt's going to grow to like an 85, 86. He'll be our starter next season. Stolarz probably should have moved him at the deadline to get some value in return. It is what it is. 2 years at 1.6 or 1.6. 2 seasons with a full no movement movement clause. The entire coaching staff is going to go. It is makeover time here in Toronto. We're going to hire a brand new head coach, associate, and assistant, and we're even going to fire all our scouts. This is the best head coach available, so obviously I'm going after him. Either him or Chris Knobloch. Let me lock up my goaltender of the future. Jesper Wallstedt wants 6'4". All right, let's go full no movement clause. He wants a $7 million deal. We might actually be able to make this work. $7 million, 4 seasons with a no movement clause in year 4. Please, we need you to be the future. So here we are in the offseason, and we have up to $9.3 million to spend. Do we go out and grab a forward? Do we save some of our money and wait for maybe a year number 2 free agency class that's going to be a whole lot better than this season? That's just the facts. Actually, I'll go Vladimir Tarasenko on a 1-year contract. We'll come back next offseason and have all his money off the books. 5.2 for 1 year. Easy decision. Freddie, welcome back to Toronto. 1-year contract at 3.2. We really started off on the right foot by you offering me a role. Welcome in, John Cooper. There is a Stanley Cup on the horizon. Vladimir Tarasenko is also going to accept my offer, and we locked up Jesper Wallstedt long term. We got Michelli, a 2nd, 5th, and a 7th, as well as Dakota Joshua for Connor McMichael, and it is a done deal. I did not think that would go through. This is an absolutely filthy top 6. Matthews, Hegel, and McMichael, Nyes alongside Thompson and Tarasenko. We get a +5 and a +4. Fuck yeah. Then we got Greg, Evans, Robertson, Lawrence alongside Maverick Bourque, although Maverick Bourque's probably going to play on that 3rd line. And then defensively, we don't really fit chemistry-wise, but don't worry. I'll have a complete makeover. In goal, we are going with an 87 overall Jesper Wallstedt. God damn, that contract is aging beautifully. Things are not working here in Toronto. We got to shake shit up. Austin Matthews is being stripped of the C, and it is going to be given to none other than Tage Thompson, baby. On the back end, we are going to go Rasmus Sandin with an A, and then Brandon Hegel as well. Stanley Cup champ. Pretty strong start so far to the season. 17, 8, and 2. If you guys are enjoying the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 50K, and we are on a road to a Stanley Cup victory, breaking the curse here in Toronto. The Toronto Maple Leafs are an absolute wagon. 41, 15, and 3. This could very well be our best shot at a Stanley Cup in the entirety of the video. We have a very good ultimatum to make right now. Do we bring in Sidney Crosby or no? The leadership, the ability, he's still a 96 overall. He's obviously going to be a rental. We'd have to give up a 1st rounder at least. That is a trade that could be potentially on the horizon. A 1st and a 3rd is not going through for Chabot. We got to throw in a 2nd at least. They're fine with what they are coughing up with. The value is just not there. I don't even care if this leads to a Stanley Cup. I'm selling all my draft assets. They still don't want to go for it. Let's go skaters matching the block. Crystal, 76 overall at the age of 22. I'm going to keep Crystal. Not selling on that man. Throw in a 4th round draft pick. Will it go through? I don't think we're picking up Chabot. This is the Atlantic Division in a nutshell. We went 52, 23, and 7, and that is only good enough for 3rd place. Like, what are we supposed to do? We got the Panthers in round number 1. They're going for a 4-peat. This is absolutely disastrous. Tampa Bay is going to be the best team in the NHL, winning 56 games. Edmonton's up there, Florida, and Toronto. Look at that. 3 out of the top 4 teams are all in the Atlantic. Matthews had a great season, 48 goals, 108 points. Hegel had 95 and 22. Definitely a comeback season. Thompson with 93 points. McMichael had 90. Oh my. The offense in Toronto is off the charts right now. And then goaltending wise, to be fair, it is Wallstedt's 1st season ever as a starter. On 897 is not good. A 335 is even worse. Leon Draisaitl will have the most points at 130 and the most goals to Nathan McKinnon at 60. If it isn't Tampa, it's Florida, and it is a battle. Kachuk, Barkov, and Reinhart, 94, 97, and 96. Like, what do you want me to do? There is quite literally nothing I can do with that. Lundell, Samoskevich for Hagee, Bennett, and Marshy's on the 3rd line. Defensively, Ekblad, Forsling, and Jones. We know their roster. We know it's very good. Bob's still a 92. Oh my God, we actually somehow won games 1 and 2. Now, I'm not getting ahead of myself. We very well could lose the next 2, maybe the next 4 in a row, and get swept after having a 3-0 or 2-0 series lead. And there it is. 3-1 lead over the Florida Panthers in the 1st round. The 3-peating Panthers is crazy. 1st period, 1-0 lead. 2nd period, we're only down by 1. This is doable. Can the Toronto Maple Leafs eliminate the Florida Panthers and end their dynasty run? They want 4 in a row. They ain't getting 4 in a row. Come on. All we need is a goal. What are we doing? 4 minutes to go in the 3rd, and we will have have a game number 6. All right, game 6, Toronto, please. It's not a game 7. We can get it done. Yes, 3-1 lead entering the 3rd, and the Panthers have been dethroned. We go from one Florida team to another, the Lightning, who defeated us last season. The number 1 seed Tampa Bay Lightning, might I add. Cooch, Gensel, and Point on their top line, and then a 94 overall Willie alongside Cirelli and Paul. What have I done? Looking back on it, maybe I don't make that trade. We did shed some money, but man, if Tampa Bay ends up defeating us back-to-back years in the postseason, that is going to look horrific on my resume. Now, it all works out in the end if we eventually capture glory and win the Stanley Cup. And we have a 3-0 series lead over the Lightning. They got their asses swept. This is a new season. This is our year here in Toronto. We got the Washington Capitals in the conference finals. Can we get it done? Ovi is still very good. 89 overall. Strome's a 90. Protas 88. Wilson's on that second line. Matias Maccelli, obviously. We traded that man. Their top 6 is nice. I don't know what it is. I gotta stop. Oh my god. Carlo and Chicky. Carlson Ferravari. That is much better than what we have. And then Logan Thompson is an 89 overall. Can the Maple Leafs, for the first time ever, win a 3rd round playoff series victory? I'm not kidding. They've never done it. We are leading 3-1 after the first 4 games. Can we close it out? No. Are we going to a game 7? Please, no. Game 7 will not be needed. I don't know what it is, but I'm always playing the Colorado Avalanche in the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's do it again. McKinnon, Natchez, Nichushkin, dynamite top line, Lehkonen with Nelson O'Connor. I'm not gonna lie, not the deepest team of all time, but Taves and Makar, they take the cake on the back end. We might end up getting dominated. We have the better starting goaltender, but we're also playing Nathan McKinnon at a 98. If the Toronto Maple Leafs somehow manage to get this done, this will be the most difficult Stanley Cup of all time. Think about it. Florida, Tampa Bay, Washington, and Colorado. 4 legit juggernauts. The Stanley Cup is on the line. Game 6 in Colorado for all the marbles. I mean, we can rely on a game 7, but we know we are good as dead in a game 7 against the Avs. First period, we're down by 1. Oh no. Second period, again, 1 goal deficit. Steven Lorentz gets our lone goal in the game. The Maple Leafs offense, it has to explode now. No, Samuel Girard on the power play will extend the lead to 2. Colorado with another power play. Are we really going to go to a game 7? It is game 7 city in the Stanley Cup Finals. This is it for everything this season entails. First period, no! Why are we always trailing? Can we respond in the second? We do not. Martin Necas has both goals in the hockey game, and our offense is nowhere to be found. Getting shut out by Mackenzie Blackwood in a Game 7 Cup Final scenario is crazy. Halfway through the 3rd, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they don't have anything right now. No offense, no grit, no energy, no effort. All right, I am hopping in. The Toronto Maple Leafs facing elimination, facing the embarrassment of losing a Game 7 on home ice in the Cup Finals. I can't imagine doing that. Ross Colton's in the corner. We're gonna have to pull our goaltender soon. I'd like to get one, pull my goalie, and go for it all, but right now we're literally doing nothing. Dury into the zone. He's gonna dump that puck in deep. Tyler Myers skated out. Since when does Tyler Myers play on this fucking hockey team? I did not trade for that man. I don't know if I'm missing something. Oh, great. Show me the Stanley Cup celebration. Fuck you, EA. I did not trade for Tyler Myers. I don't remember grabbing him. Never mind. It's Philip Myers. Philip Myers, not Tyler Myers. I mean, they look pretty similar. They're both Bambi on skates. Tall as shit. Can't skate for shit. Oh, no. Devon Taves blasts one on net. McKinnon downloaded Natchez back to the blue line, and there it is. Cale Makar sends a big fuck you to the crowd. 7th of the playoff run. And the Colorado Avalanche, they are going to get it done over the Leafs in Game 7. Oh, it was always going to end this way, huh? Matthews was good. 10 goals, 31 points. Connor McMichael was dynamite. Thompson, like, we had enough to get it done. We just ended up losing that one game. Even Jesper Wallstedt, a 925. I'm not gonna lie, that was lightning in the bottle. I don't know if we're gonna do that again. Draisaitl's gonna win the Lindsay, Art Ross and Hart. We got McKinnon the Maurice Richard, Makar the Norris, Nathan McKinnon the Conn Smythe. Gavin McKenna is gonna end up winning the Calder. We got Logan Thompson the Vezina and Nico Hischier the Selke. I want to bring back Maverick Bourque. 6 years, we can lower the AAV, give him a full no movement clause. It'll be an absolute steal of a contract. $4.6 million over the course of the next 6 seasons. There we go. We locked up Maverick Bourque and Nicholas Robertson. Welcome back, boys. We got Chicago winning the lottery again. Is Bedard not enough? We got Corey Perry, the mom killer, retiring. Roman Yossi's done. Suter is out of here. Petrangelo, the woman beater. Why do I say that every single video? I gotta lay off Milan Lucic. Now, Chicago has the #1 overall pick in this draft, which means that P. Shorzy is headed to Chicago, but that also means that Connor Bedard no longer is the face of the franchise. What if we do Matthews for Bedsy straight up 1-for-1? This is going to be a tough trade to make. I'm not going to lie. A third and a fourth into the trade, throwing in Sam Rinzel, totally unwilling. It's going to have to be 1-for-1 Bedsy for tummy ache Matthews, and the Blackhawks don't want to do it. This is a blockbuster deal. Matthews, McCabe, a first and a second for Korchinski, and Bedard from the Blackhawks. Yeah, they were never going to go through with that. Now, what if it's Sam Rinzel instead of Kevin Korchinski? Will that trade go through? It is a done deal by the Blackhawks. I'm still going to try to grab Kevin Korchinski from the Chicago Blackhawks. Totally unwilling. What about a 5th and a 6th rounder? Just trading all my draft capital. Yeah, no, this is never going to go through. Kevin Korchinski, as much as I want the guy, he is not going to become a Maple Leaf. Wow, we did not have a single pick in this NHL entry draft. That is crazy. The Maple Leafs are going to be an abomination in 5 years' time. So here we are in unrestricted free agency. We have up to 11.3 to spend, and I do need a defenseman. Vince Dunn, 88 overall. He's 30 years of age. He's going to end up fitting in our system. He's a Stanley Cup champ back in 18-19. What? Vince Dunn was a part of that team? I do not remember that at all. It's a risky deal to make, I'm not going to lie, especially if we lower the AAV. We're going to have to go like 9.9. 9.850 over the course of the next 5 seasons. Bring in Vince Dunn from the Seattle Kraken. Vince Dunn is your newest member of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Accepted my offer. He's been locked up long term. Quite literally, win now mode times 100. All right, we got Hegel, Bedard, and Thompson on our top line. A complete makeover in the offseason. Nice, McMichael, and Bork. That is an incredible top 6. Dear God. Ridley Gray's going to center the third line with Jake Evans and Nick Robertson. We got McMahon, Greer, and Lorentz. Defensively, Rinzel and Dunn are going to... Nah, they're not going to play together. I'm going Caden Gooley and Vince Dunn. Mikey Anderson alongside Rasmus Sandin. Never mind. And then in goal, Jesper Wallstad sitting at an 89 overall. Tage Thompson, you did not get it done, so instead, Connor Bedard, brand new captain of the Maple Leafs. We are going to go Vince Dunn, an assistant captain, and then the other A will be none other than Brandon Hegel, number 38. W. I am going to take a risk on Andrew Crystal. 1.9, 5 years, no clause in the contract. We are praying that he's going to be an NHL regular as soon as next season. Andrew Crystal, look at that. He accepted my offer. He loves the money, just like everybody else. I guess Chicago's not happy with Austin Tummy Matthews. He's on the chopping block and could get traded. John Carlson is available. Chabot's still there. I don't think I'm making any moves. Dorofeyev wouldn't be bad, though. Wait a minute. If we can snag Pavel Dorofeyev, they want a first-round draft pick in return. Listen, I'm going all in. 29 first-rounder. Throw in a 4th as well, just to make sure this will go through. I think I can get it to go through. Add in another 3rd, and you guys got yourself a... Never mind. Welcome in Dorofeyev from the Vegas Golden Knights. 87 overall, and he's probably going to play on our 3rd line. That is how incredibly stacked we are. Now, the issue is Dorofeyev's going to want that bag. Yeah, he wants 6.2. We can only give the man 4.6. I'll offer it to him, but he is not accepting this garbage. Yet again, a great season by the Maple Frauds. 54, 22, and 6. 114 points, only behind Tampa Bay. Oh, man, the playoffs are going to be so tough. 3 50-win teams in the Atlantic Division. We got Tampa Bay winning the Presidents. We were 2nd, Florida 3rd, Rangers number 4, and Dallas to round out the top 5. Ha ha, the Canucks suck dick. Connor Bedard is going to have himself a season way better than that tummy ache guy we had before him. 54 goals, 131 points. Thompson had 105 and 51. Hegel 95. Listen, the offense of the Toronto Maple Leafs is absolute absurdity. We got 287s rotting away on our 3rd line. We should have no problem at all putting the puck in the net, and Wallstad, he was decent. 904 save percentage, 2 shutouts and 41 wins. I just need like a 9-11 come playoff time. Sid's gonna have the most points in the league at 133 on the Chicago Blackhawks at the age of 40. And then Austin Matthews, the most goals at 69. I know Shorzy's gonna be up here too. Chicago's gonna be a juggernaut soon, baby. It will be another first-round matchup up against the Florida Panthers. Come on, man. Like, what am I supposed to do? Barkov, Kachuk, and Reinhart. Lundell's our second-line center. They still have Marchand and Bennett. Great team, man. I can't lie. Ekblad, Forsling, and Jones are all hovering around a 90, and then Bob is slowly declining, but the dude is still a 91 overall. We made it all the way to the Cup Finals last season, beating both Florida and Tampa, and now we got to play the Panthers yet again in round number 1, and we got ourselves a series. A 2-2 tie after the first 4 games. We lose game 5 and now face elimination. I'm going to be so inherently disappointed in this roster if we are again a first round exit. 2-1 lead entering the third. Robertson and Thompson get our goals. And now we just got to rely on Jesper Wallstedt shutting the door. Hopefully keeping Florida at bay, considering they're out shooting us 35-24. But Matt Nyes gives us the insurance marker. Beautiful hockey on display here. 4-1 lead. Sam Rinzel pretty much will put this game out of reach. And we have to go to a game 7 again. A game 7 really should not be that terrifying, but it is. It's the Toronto Maple Leafs. We had a 3-2 lead after 1. We are down 5-4 entering the third period. It has been a gong show of a game 7. Sasha Barkov extends the lead to 2. Toronto on the power play. Can we get anything going, please? This is a long-ass power play, and we had a 5-on-3, and we do not capitalize. That's it. We're cooked. We got one door 5. It don't matter. The Florida Panthers yet again will defeat, never mind, Maverick fucking Bourque. Maverick Bourque might just be the GOAT. That man single-handedly saved our season, and now here we are in overtime. Game 7, do-or-die moment, and only the first round, so potentially 3 more rounds to go. Oh my god. Not if the Panthers take a shot on net. Back to the blue line. Forsling. He's going to fling it into Tkachuk, and Wallstedt will make the save. He's going to play it. Risky play out in front, and thankfully, Wallstedt's going to cover it this time. I feel like EA just wants to see me lose as much as possible. That's why we have Wallstedt playing the puck out to the Florida Panther player. He wants me to lose. Shaving points like that guy off the longest yard. If you know, you know. Barkov against Bedsy. That's an easy draw win for Sasha. Jones can't take the shot, and the Panthers are forced to retreat. They had full pressure. Luckily, we got out of our own zone. Forsling all the way up to Tkachuk. Matthew dumps it in deep. He's going to go in after it. We got Vince Dunn head-manning that puck to TNT Thompson. Thompson turns it over. Sasha Barkov. What a save by Wallstedt. Back to Reinhardt at the blue line. He's going to take a shot. And again, Jesper Wallstedt, what are you doing, buddy? The dude is making the saves, but goddamn, he is playing a very risky game. Consistently playing that puck. They have full pressure. Our goalie has no energy. This is not going to end well. Another clean draw win. Jones with a shot. Saved by Wallstedt. Here we go. Rinzel. Oh my god. It's going to be icing on the play. I'm debating whether it's even worth it watching this game. It seems like everything's just not going our way here in overtime. They've been in our own zone basically the entire period, and there we go again. Another clean draw win. Luckily, it does not lead to a goal yet. Maverick Bourque, he's got the hero so far in this game. Rinzel's into the zone, blasting one on Bob, and oh my god, we have an offensive zone draw. Offensive zone draw. Bedard up against Barkov. Barkov has completely owned Bedsy so far. And Sasha, he's going to lose it. Back to Cooley, finding Thompson. Why? Why does nobody want to take a shot right now? Just put one on net. See what happens. Good things happen. I promise you guys, good things happen when you put the puck on net. That is exactly what we need to be doing here in Game 7. Otherwise, we are going to take a trip to Cancun. Bedard against Barkov yet again. Bedsy loses it. Forsling has it. Can he get out of his own zone? He does. Here come the Panthers the other way. Gustav Forsling's into the zone. Getting board played by Bedsy. Good pin on the wall, Bedard. Barkov down low. He's getting board played by Gooley. Bedsy's going to get in there. So will Sam Reinhart. How? How do they play that back to the blue line? I don't understand it. Reinhart wins that puck battle. What a save by Wallstedt. Standing on his head. And here come the Leafs the other way. Bedard in the middle. Connor, no, right off the shin pads. Down low to TNT. Back to Bedsy. He's going to lose it. And the Panthers break out yet again. It has been an abomination of an overtime period. I'm not going to lie. Barkov, he shoots it right off the shin pads. And a counterattack yet again. Gustav Forsling. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to play here in overtime. I'm pretty sure Gustav Forsling has been out here the entire period. That man does not come off the ice. Hegel finding Bedard. Toe drag release. A beautiful rebound. And unfortunately, we couldn't get there in time. We had it. We literally had it. Oh no. Sam Bennett, Conn Smythe winner in. Good save there by Jesper Wallstedt. Sam Rinzel getting pinned. Get there. You got to get there, Jake Evans. Over to Dorofeyev. This is our third line out there on the ice. We have multiple 87s. Ridley Gregg into the zone. Off the shin pads. He can't take a shot. Sandin tries to win it. But Sergei Bobrovsky stands tall with less than a minute remaining. Ian Cole. Is that not offside? Referees, what are we doing? Get it out, Dorofeyev. You are getting pinned on the wall. Oh no, Sam Reinhart walking out. Good save there by a netminder. 35 seconds to play. Jake Evans puts it in deep. Let's get the big boys out there. Ridley Gregg, he wins that puck battle. He's going to try to hold on to it. He still has it. Get in there, Greg. You gave us enough time to change. We have the puck again. Ridley Gregg over to Bedard. Bedard can't handle it. I don't know what is going on. Back to the blue line. Gooley and Bobrovsky will make the save. Big save, Bob. That turnover, though. Ian Cole fluttering it in his own end over to Bedard. Takes a shot, and I mean, I don't think Bob even saw that. Still cannot find a way to win. I am gone. Who knew the only good luck would be me hopping out of the actual real-time game to witness a Game 7 victory by the Toronto Maple Leafs. And then we move on to play the Buffalo Sabres. They do not have Tage Thompson. Obviously, we traded for him. John Tavares is still playing. He's their second-line center. They got Middlestat, Kulik, and Norris on that top line. Listen, we went from playing the Florida Panthers to basically playing a Walmart hockey team. I think overall we should be good. Power and Dahlin are going to be tough, 93 and 91, and then between the pipes, Devin Levi is only an 86. A very easy gentleman's sweep as we get by the Sabres, go back to the conference finals for back-to-back seasons, and play the New York Islanders. Matthew Schaefer? So they got Drouin, Barzell, and Palmieri as their top line. I'm not going to lie, in the Big 28, that's kind of rough. Nick Schmaltz alongside Horvat and Heineman, Kane, Pajot, and Holmstrom. This forward core is terrible. Pellick, Pulak are okay. Schaefer's only an 86. I mean, their top four is nice. Ilya Sorokin is by far and away their best player. 91 overall. He has the potential to steal them multiple games in this series. Do not let it happen. This is back-to-back series where we realistically are favored and realistically should beat the New York Islanders, although we are trailing 3-1 in the series. Oh, the Toronto Maple Leafs will always Maple Leaf. Game 5 on home ice, facing elimination. We are down 3-0 entering the third period. You can take everybody out of Toronto, but you cannot take the Leafs out of Toronto. We get back to within one, though. Bedard and McMichael, they both score in the game. Power play for New York. They don't get anything on it. Down by one yet again. 5 minutes remaining. And Connor Bedard, the captain, will get us tied up here in Game 5. I ain't hopping in for no goddamn Game 5. We are going to continue simulating and hopefully find an overtime winner and potentially go to a Game 6. No! Bo Horvat series winner. Connor Bedard was on fire. 8 goals and 29 points in only 17 games. Tage Thompson had 16 goals. Hegel 23 points. McMichael was okay. I would like maybe Don McMichael, Nyes especially, to be a little bit better. Jesper Wallstedt was 9-6-2 with only a 9.03. This man has to pick it up if we want to win a Stanley Cup. He had that 9.25 last season, but of course we didn't get it done in Game 7, as the Edmonton Oilers are going to get it done over Long Island. It should have been us. Bedard is going to take home the Ted Lindsay. We got Matthews, the Maurice Richard, Sidney Crosby, the Art Ross, and Bedard, the Hart. And Bouchard will win the Norris, McDavid, the Conn Smythe, Vasilevsky will win another Vezina, and we get the Selke going to the former Maple Leaf, the bum. The good news is I think we have everybody signed outside of Pavel Dorofeyev, which is going to be tough to bring back. We are most likely going to have to move somebody if we want to re-sign him. I think he was asking for like $9 million. Actually, the dude only wants 6.2 over the next 4 seasons. If I move somebody at the draft, we can get this done. We got Vancouver winning the lottery. Yevgeny Malkin's going to retire as a member of the Red Wings. Kind of weird. We got Marshy getting out of here. Backstrom. Why is Nicholas Backstrom still playing hockey? Letang's done. Couture, Foligno, Nick Leddy. All right, so we got to go ahead and move some contracts. I want to clear up maybe $4 million in salary cap. That way we can actually re-sign Dorofeyev and we'll have the greatest forward core of all time. The question is, who do we move? That done deal is not looking hot. I was intoxicated. Caden Gooley, I'm not going to move. Rasmus Sandin, I don't really want to either. I'm thinking maybe Mikey Anderson, although he signed for 4 more seasons. What about Ridley Gregg? Jake Evans it is. All right, I think I found a trade that I'm going to make. We are going to go all the way over to contracts and see who makes a lot of money. I think it's going to have to be either Jake Evans or Nick Robertson, possibly even both, honestly. We move both of them for Bennett Seneca from the Anaheim Ducks, and they're not too thrilled. They don't like the offer. It is a risky play to make, but let me add in a 3rd and a 5th rounder to make this trade go through, and there we go. It is a done deal. I am also going to be making this trade to bring in Berggren. Not the biggest deal of all time. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip Berggren for maybe a 3rd rounder. Never mind. EA wants me to see Luke Yonkman getting drafted by the Vancouver Canucks. Of course they do. We are going to go Berggren for a 3rd rounder from the Pittsburgh Penguins, and hopefully this trade will go through. Not going to happen. They're going to decline that, which means we got to add in some draft capital ourselves just to make the trade go through. We got the 30th overall pick, even though we didn't make the Cup Finals, and who can we grab? Top 9 medium, and I'm not going after that guy. Jassu is NHL ready in 3 seasons, which is interesting. Or do we go with the elite high hybrid goaltender, Gustavus? I mean, the guy's 48 overall, but he's going to grow very quickly. Pavel Dorofeyev, he does want to come back, and he wants $6 million. We can lower that AAV, considering the fact that we are giving him a full no-move movement clause. Let's go 5.6 million over the next 5 seasons. That's a very fair deal. There we go. Dorofeyev is going to accept my offer. We only have $3.1 million in free agency to spend, so I do not believe I'm going to be going after anybody. Maybe Mikael Granlund, 84 overall, 36 years of age. We can't afford the guy. He wants a 2-year contract with a modified no trade clause. Let's give him 2.6 for 2 seasons and call it a day. This is a Stanley Cup contending team, no doubt. Bedard, Thompson, Hegel on our top line. We've got McMichael alongside Nyes and Dorofeyev. Ridley Gregg on our third line with Maverick Bourque and Bennett Seneca. Granlund, Kromek, and Peltier as our fourth line. Defensively, we definitely have some issues and holes. We're not the strongest defensively, but Dunn is a 90 overall. We got Gouli at an 86, Sandin 86, Anderson's not bad. We need to fill out the 6th defenseman. A 75 overall is not good enough. And then finally in goal, we have a 90 overall Jesper Wallstedt. That is great. We should cruise through the regular season and hopefully capture glory at the end of the year. I'm pretty sure we have a lot of contract extensions that we got to do. One being Greg and Seneca. Easton Cowan needs an extension as well. On the back end, Rasmus Sandin, Sam Rinzel. It is going to be tough. We can lock up Connor McMichael long-term for, I think, a cheaper contract than he's currently on. 6.4, 6 seasons, full no movement clause. I'm not going to be making any trades in a couple seasons. I will do the same thing with Ridley Gregg, although he does not want an extension. The good news is the man also does not want a lot of money. 3 years at 4.275. Fair offer. Connor McMichael is going to return to the team. We got Bennett Seneca locked up. And now for Rasmus Sandin. $4.6 million. He wants, oh no, he wants 6.5. We do not have enough money. The trade deadline it is. We can definitely bring back Sam Rinzel, though. He only wants like 2 mil. Less than $2 million. Bring this guy back at 1.950. It has been a dominant start by Toronto. 28-4-1. I mean, if we're not the odds-on favorite to get it done, I don't know who is. All right, so here we are at the trade deadline, and I think it's time to move off of Sandin. We're not going to be able to re-sign the guy. He wants too much money, and potentially we could get back a younger defenseman that we could use, especially for the playoff run. I think the only option that we can go for right now is Bium from the Minnesota Wild. Now, we are going to have to give up some picks, preferably a second and a third. I don't want to give up another first. Throw that into the trade. It's pretty even. Yeah, that ain't going through. It's got to be a first rounder, so we're going to go 2034, and they're still going to say no. Rasmus Sandin for Bium, a second, third, first, and another second, and they are still totally unwilling. What is it going to take? I will go 2 first, a second, and a third instead, and they're still not going for it. This is crazy. They want all of my draft capital, and rightfully so. There we go. Finally, we got the trade to go through, and that might have just won us a Stanley Cup. Listen, draft picks come and go. Stanley Cups are here forever. A historic season for the Toronto Maple Leafs, 58-20-4. That is a damn good record. We got Montreal finishing second in our division, Tampa Bay third. Hopefully, the Atlantic calms down a little bit. We are going to be the President's Trophy winning team. Just keep adding on the curses. Winnipeg would end up being second, but 10 wins less than us. Montreal third, Nashville fourth. Let's be realistic here. There is not a single team in the NHL that was even remotely close to us. Connor Bedard might just be the best player in the world right now. 54 goals, 132 points. Hegel had 120. I know Nylander can't do that. Thompson had a 60-goal, 119-point campaign. Vince Dunn was over a point per game as a D-man. Dorofeyev had 31 goals. Like, look at the offense of this team, man. It is absolutely off the charts. Wallstedt had a 907, 5 shutouts, and 48 wins. Tied for the most ever. Bedsy's going to have the most points at 132 in the entire league, and then Tage Thompson, the most goals at 60. The Sabres, round 1 yet again. They are pretty much running back the exact same roster that they had last season, and they got belted. Dahlin and Power are nice. They got Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen now as their starter, no longer Devin Levi. This should be a very easy series. Just as expected, we did not lose a single game to the Buffalo Sabres, as we should. Tampa Bay is going to be a much tougher challenge in the second round, although at this point, they could all be washed up. Yeah, I don't think they're really washed up. I mean, honestly, Cooch is kind of washed. 35 years old, 88 overall. Jake Gensel's only an 86. They still got a 95 overall Braden Point. And oh yeah, the guy that we traded way back in year 1. We end up getting by them in 6 games and back-to-back conference finals. One of these seasons, we have to get it done, right? This Columbus team is absolutely loaded. Fantilli, Marchenko, and Johnson on their top line, all 90s. Monahan, Shinnikov, and Krause. Yeah, okay, so they can contain us in the first line, although I'd argue ours is a little bit better. They don't have the depth to really match up. And then Werenski, 94 overall. That is crazy. Between the pipes. Okay, they have 0 goaltending. No, why? I do not want to play the Colorado Avalanche in the Cup final. They beat us 2 years ago, I believe it was, in Game 7. It is time for some revenge. Thankfully for us, Nathan McKinnon now is down to a 94. They still got Natchez at a 90. This roster is not as strong as it used to be, but obviously Makar on the back end helps out. Devon Taves a little bit worse, and in goal, Mackenzie Blackwood solid, 88 overall. I'm feeling a little bit better about this team now. We finally got the opportunity yet again. Same exact situation as we were 2 years ago. Have we learned from our mistakes? No more Tommy Ake Matthews on the squad. Oh, for fuck's sake. Doesn't matter. We're gonna have to go to a Game 7 yet again. The Maple Leafs in a Game 7 actually have the lead. Yes, Ridley Gregg, you beautiful bastard, giving us that insurance marker that we so desperately needed. The blood pressure is just way too high right now. Late stages of the third period. Can we come up clutch? From last in the Eastern Conference all the way to Stanley Cup champions. Finally, the curse is broken. 1967 is no longer. We got it done in 2028, and we had to completely overhaul the roster. Now, I'm trying to think in my mind, is there anybody that is still on the team now from the beginning of the video? It was OEL, but he was gone after last season. No. Matt Nyes, Conn Smythe winner, 12 goals, 25 points, and I believe he is the only player that is still remaining on this Maple Leaf team. No Willie, no Matthews, no Marner, no Stolars, no Wall. We traded away quite literally everybody just at having a shot to play for the Stanley Cup, and we did twice. We got it done on the second try. It took 2 Game 7s. I mean, we learned our lesson. Austin Matthews in a Game 7 never gets it done, but Connor Bedard in a Game 7, it's a little bit of a different story, as Bedsy is the captain that led the Stanley Cup back to the Mecca of hockey. So Maple Leaf fans, sit back, relax, and just enjoy the presentation of seeing your team for the first time ever, especially in color, raise the Stanley Cup. What a journey it has been. Hegel was the guy that I traded for, the first trade I've ever made as the general manager of this team, and in the end, it all worked out. I cannot believe the fact that Matt Nyes was our best player. 12 goals, 25 points in 22 games. Bedard had 24, Hegel 23, Thompson was great. Just overall an even out effort by everybody. The team was so stacked that there was no doubt we were going to win at least one Stanley Cup. That top 9 of forwards was probably one of the best I've ever created in NHL 26. And then Wallstat went 16-4-2, had a shutout and a .919 save percentage. No, your eyes do not deceive you. The Toronto Maple Leafs are Stanley Cup champions. Crazy, I know. We got Bedard winning the Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. The Maurice Richard will go to Tage Thompson. Norris to Vince Dunn. Conn Smythe to Matty Nyes. No! Blackwood ruined the streak. Blackwood will win the Vezina, and the Selke's gonna end up going to Nick Suzuki from Les Montreal.